here with David Lavalley at the Center of Arts in Natick. Tell us how long and about this building you've been existing.
Well, I love this organization. I've been with this group for about 20 years now. The organization actually started in 1997. It was a small group of folks, mostly volunteers, who had a lot of energy around presenting local art, whether it was visual art or music or community theater. And they got a start in a small storefront in Natick Center. And they were, probably had space for 60 or so patrons, but they got a lot of momentum because people enjoyed having an arts presence in the town center. So they worked. For a few years, they built up an audience, and then they decided that they wanted to move into a larger space. So it's a much longer story, but they ended up purchasing this building from the town. This is a firehouse that was built in 1875.
Wow. Wow.
It's a wonderful historic building that was built the year after Natick Center burned to the ground. And this was in 1874, which was the year of the Great Fire.
The Great Fire. We haven't met with the Historic Society yet, so we haven't heard about the Great Fire.
They will tell you about that. At that point, the Natick Center had been devastated. This was the late 1800s, and rebuilding the firehouse was a symbol of rejuvenation, a very important icon for the community. And we are very proud to have taken this and turned it into a whole nother thing, but we hope to inspire the community in a different way. So now,
definitely.
So,
oh, wow. So tell me what we have a lot of chairs and a stage. So tell us what you have here. What kind of events do you have?
Well, we have we kind of figured out early on that in a community the size of Natick, with a population of about 37,000 folks, we would need to attract folks from throughout the region in order to really sustain this. So where we had humble beginnings in more of a coffee house kind of programming, over time we've built it up so that now we offer a wide range of programs for folks of different interests. So we have children's programs, our theater workshops for kids throughout the summer. We have visual art exhibits that we present by local artists. But the thing that really attracts the audience are the national touring acts that we present on our stage. So we present local musicians, but we also present folks like Judy Collins, Don McLean.
Oh, you've got the big ones.
The Smithereens, Livingston Taylor. So a long list of folks who perform in our 275-seat space here on that stage. So it's kind of exciting to see talent like that in a small room like this. It's an intimate experience, but people really enjoy it, and so does the artist, because it feels like they're presenting to a family, and the connection between the artists and the audience is just totally palpable. You can feel it. It's a great space to see music.
So when you get somebody like one of the more famous person coming, how many shows do you do with that person?
Well, generally, artists at that level are organizing a regional tour. So we'll get a phone call, or we'll reach out to a booking agency and talk about what date might work for us to be in a what they call a routing with in the region. So Judy Collins will perform here, and then she'll play in Old Saybrook, Connecticut, and then she'll go up to New Hampshire. And so she'll play New England, but a cluster of dates that are fairly co-located within driving distance of each other.
So it's like one performance.
So most of our performances are one night, but Judy agreed to a second night.
Okay.
So that's exciting, and we want to do more of that, because it's easier for the artist not to have to travel to the next gig, if to stay in one place for 2 nights. And we can do that when the audience demand is high enough that we think we can do well 2 nights back to back, which is over 500 people.
And do you usually fill up?
You know, it's kind of amazing. I don't know how other venues do of this size, but you know, we last year were over 85% in terms of
That's great.
you know, percent to capacity in terms of attendance. So a lot of our performances are sold out.
And how many shows a year do you do?
Shows of that kind, we typically do about 85
Oh,
over the course of a year. So it's going January through December. And in between those performances, we're also doing community theater. So we do 3 community theater productions with the TCAN players. We'll do some open mic events.
okay.
And to mix it up. And a little later, I will show you our movie theater, which is on the 2nd floor.
You have a movie theater?
So in 2016, we renovated the 2nd floor, which is a beautiful space, into a cinema room that feels very exclusive and very unique. And we'll show you that in a bit. But we present first-run feature films and documentaries and art house movies. So
yeah.
it's just a great resource for the region. So we're excited to do that. I have a real passion for this. So does the staff. We have about, 200 volunteers who work with us.
200?
Yeah, who usher at programs and work box office and a number of other things. And we really couldn't do it without them. Let's see the cinema.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. In the late 1800s, and you see that it was horse-drawn fire trucks that were waiting behind these fire doors, and the harnesses would drop on the horses, and then they'd exit on these fire trucks. When we bought the building from the town, we only really had funding to develop the first floor as our main stage space, and this space, it was really our attic. We had some sets and props and equipment that was stored up here, but really wasn't used for programs. In this room, we can show documentaries, interesting films, as well as feature films. Once the organization moved into this location, shortly after that, the board hired me. And so that was 2004. So
Okay.
this is my 20th year now.
Oh, very good.